Is the Modi government quietly nudging Sheikh Hasina to leave India in a bid to repair its strained relationship with Bangladesh? The question has gained fresh relevance after deposed Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina announced that she plans to return to Bangladesh later this year. Since Hasina fled Bangladesh and took refuge in India following the student-led uprising that toppled her government in 2024, relationship between New Delhi and Dhaka have steadily deteriorated. Bangladesh's previous interim government led by Chief Advisor Mohammad Yunus had repeatedly demanded Hasina's extradition to face trial. India, however, has so far not acted on those requests, making Hasina's continued presence in the country a major point of friction between the two neighbors. The diplomatic strain has coincided with Bangladesh drawing closer to China. Dhaka has expanded its engagement with Beijing on several strategic projects, including awarding the development of the strategically important Mongla port to China, widely seen as a signal of Bangladesh's growing strategic tilt and the weakening of its traditionally close ties with India. Against this backdrop, Hasina's announcement that she intends to return to Bangladesh has sparked speculation over whether the move is entirely her own decision or whether New Delhi is encouraging her departure to ease tensions with Dhaka and create space for a reset in bilateral relations. Deposed Bangladeshi Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, in a telephonic interview with Reuters, said she plans to return to Bangladesh sometime in December. The announcement is significant because Hasina was tried in absentia by Bangladesh's International Crimes Tribunal under the interim government headed by Chief Advisor Mohammad Yunus and was sentenced to death for crimes against humanity over her government's crackdown on student-led protests that ultimately led to her ouster.
Killing of 6 persons. For all these 3 counts, we have decided to inflict her with only one sentence, that is sentence of death.
According to a UN report, the crackdown resulted in the deaths of nearly 1,400 people. According to media reports and government officials, many leaders and workers of the Awami League have faced arrests, criminal cases and physical attacks since her government was overthrown. Hasina, in a telephonic interview, said, "Cases have been filed against almost all of our leaders and workers and many of them are in hiding. So I said that this time I am returning home. And one day, all of you should come. All together, we will all surrender in court." However, she declined to specify the exact date of her return or clarify before which court she intended to surrender. She said, "I believe in justice and I feel that once proceedings start, it will become clear to the people how farcical the court is. I want to prove that." Hasina said she had not been in contact with authorities in Dhaka regarding her return. Democracy, voting rights, the political rights of the Awami League and justice are not subjects for secret talks. She also said that she was not concerned about the prospect of imprisonment, pointing out that she had been arrested several times in the past. Explaining why she fled Bangladesh in 2024, Hasina said she was forced to leave because of credible threats to her life as protesters advanced towards her official residence. She said, "When a government remains in power for a long time, mistakes can happen. No government is above error, but the right to judge the good and bad, the right and wrong of a government belongs to the people. I leave that judgment to the people." Hasina also revealed that she has held online meetings covering 125 of Bangladesh's 300 parliamentary constituencies as part of efforts to recognize the Awami League. "They may have convicted me and I may not be able to contest elections," she said. "But why should they suspend the Awami League? If we have done badly, let the people decide." Responding to Sheikh Hasina's announcement that she intends to return to Bangladesh, Jash Rahman, advisor to Bangladesh's Prime Minister Tarique Rahman, said, "We believe her announcement as we want to ensure justice. People of this country want her death penalty to be upheld for the crimes she committed, and in that case, her capital punishment will be executed as the people want to see that. Let her bring the best lawyers in the world," he was quoted as saying by the Daily Star. Rahman asserted that proceedings before the International Crimes Tribunal Bangladesh would be conducted openly and transparently. According to him, the trial could be observed by independent monitors and even broadcast through video coverage. He also pointed out that the court was free to modify its earlier ruling, including overturning the conviction or acquitting Hasina altogether. He also maintained that there would be no procedural hurdles preventing Hasina's return, saying that India could facilitate her travel after coordinating with the Bangladeshi authorities. The Ministry of External Affairs spokesperson Randir Jaiswal also responded to Sheikh Hasina's remarks regarding her return to Bangladesh. This is what he had to say.
Recent statement of the former Prime Minister of Bangladesh that she has expressed her wish to going back to the country in the month of December. How India is looking at it and whether India government is in touch with the Bangladesh government for a safe return. Thank you.
Your question regarding statements or interview that was given by former Prime Minister. Now, on this particular issue, there is no change in our approach to the matter. Any extradition matter is a legal issue, as you very well know, and it will be dealt with accordingly.
After Sheikh Hasina was ousted following the student-led protests in August 2024, Bangladesh was governed by an interim administration headed by Nobel laureate Dr. Muhammad Yunus. The interim government remained in office until Feb 2026 when it announced general elections. However, before stepping down, the Yunus-led administration dealt a massive blow to Sheikh Hasina's political future by banning the Awami League under Bangladesh's Anti-Terrorism Act, effectively preventing the party from contesting the elections. The interim government said the ban would remain in force until the trial of the Awami League and its leadership under the International Crimes Tribunal Act (ICT) Act was completed. The party has been accused of responsibility for the deaths of hundreds of protesters during the 2024 anti-government movement. The crackdown extended beyond the Awami League itself. In October 2024, its student wing, the Bangladesh Chhatra League, was designated a terrorist organization and banned for its alleged role in violent attacks on protesters during the uprising. With its top leadership either in exile, jailed, or facing criminal cases, and the party itself barred from active political participation, the Awami League was left politically crippled ahead of the elections. The election results reflected this dramatic shift in Bangladesh's political landscape. The Bangladesh Nationalist Party (BNP) led alliance won 212 of the 297 parliamentary seats for which results were declared, while the Jamaat-e-Islami led alliance secured 77 seats. Elections in one constituency were postponed following the death of a candidate, while a court stayed the publication of results in the Chattogram 3 and Chattogram 8 constituencies. Following the election, Tarique Rahman, the son of former Prime Minister Khalida Zia, was sworn in as Bangladesh's Prime Minister. Rahman had returned to Bangladesh from the United Kingdom in December 2025 after spending 17 years in exile, marking a dramatic political comeback for the Zia family and the BNP. Amid all these dramatic political changes in Bangladesh, one constant has remained: the steady deterioration of India-Bangladesh relations and Dhaka's growing strategic embrace of China and Pakistan. During Dr. Muhammad Yunus's tenure as chief advisor, New Delhi watched several developments with concern. Senior Pakistani military officials visited Bangladesh, signaling a renewed defense engagement between Dhaka and Islamabad. Yunus also quoted controversy after presenting a Greater Bangladesh map depicting parts of India's territory as belonging to Bangladesh to leaders in Pakistan and Turkey. His remarks regarding India's 7 northeastern states, commonly known as the Seven Sisters, as a landlocked region dependent on Bangladesh for access to the sea, were also viewed in New Delhi as strategically provocative. The change in the government did little to reverse the trend. Under the Prime Ministership of Tarique Rahman, Bangladesh has continued to deepen its engagement with both Pakistan and China. Reports suggested that Pakistani submarines could once again gain access to the Bay of Bengal, while Dhaka and Islamabad expanded defense cooperation through a series of military agreements. At the same time, Bangladesh awarded the development of the strategically significant Mongla port to China, a project that India had long hoped to undertake, underscoring Beijing's growing influence in the Bay of Bengal region. Running parallel to these geopolitical developments has been one persistent irritant in India-Bangladesh ties: Sheikh Hasina's presence in India. Both the UNIS-led interim administration and the elected government of Tarique Rahman repeatedly sought her extradition to face trial in Bangladesh. India, however, chose not to hand over the former Prime Minister, making Hasina's stay in New Delhi a continuing source of diplomatic tension. Against this backdrop, Hasina's announcement that she intends to return to Bangladesh opens up several intriguing possibilities. The first is that a quite political understanding may already have been reached. With Bangladesh's political transition now complete, there could be a behind-the-scenes arrangement under which Hasina returns, avoids the death penalty, serves a reduced prison term if convicted, and eventually paves the way for the political revival of the Awami League ahead of the next general election. The second possibility carries even bigger geopolitical implications. Is New Delhi quietly encouraging Hasina to leave India in an effort to remove the single biggest obstacle in its relationship with Dhaka? With Bangladesh increasingly gravitating towards China and Pakistan, India has strong strategic reasons to prevent its eastern neighbor from drifting further into Beijing's and Islamabad's orbit. But will Sheikh Hasina's return to Bangladesh really help reset relations between New Delhi and Dhaka? Or has the strategic shift in Bangladesh's foreign policy already gone too far? This only time will tell. But for now, the Indian government has remained silent on Hasina's announcement. Whether her return is purely a personal decision or part of a broader diplomatic recalibration remains unclear. But one thing is certain: the developments in the coming weeks could have far-reaching consequences not just for Bangladesh's domestic politics, but for the strategic balance in South Asia. That's all for today's World Report. Till I see you next time with another topic in hand. Thanks for watching.